Hello friends, welcome. Friends, I don't know whether you have seen this headline. Mostly this headline has got buried. I did a Google search. I did not get many newspapers have done this article. But this is pretty significant. I don't know why people have missed this because as I'm going to show you in this video. So what is this headline? This headline is saying telcos may get spectrum charge relief. It looks like a very innocuous article, right? But the significance of the article you will know once I show you my analysis. And this article has been this attempt of giving a spectrum charge relief. I will conclude that it has been done with a very clear objective of giving some relief to Vodafone Idea, and there will be multiple dimension in which this spectrum relief is going to impact. One is their SUC charges are going to go down and they will be able to return spectrum. That is where the main, you can say, the interesting part of it. And then there is one more interesting part of this whole thing. The argument of the existing operator on satellite spectrum, that same service, same rules, are also going to get destroyed. So there are three things here. One is there is an attempt to save Vodafone or give relief to Vodafone. Second is that there will be an impact on the existing operators' ability to return spectrum, because then the Vodafone will be more empowered to return spectrum. And third is the satellite spectrum argument, same service, same rules, are going to fall apart. So there will be three different impacts. Now you can go through this article. This article is available in the website. It talks about a cabinet meeting is going to happen on 10th of March, and there are some certain numbers which have been quoted here. I am going to show you that there are certain numbers which have been quoted here are not correct, accurate. And in my calculation, I am going to show you the accurate number and exactly how the calculations will be done as regard this spectrum relief is concerned. Now friends, I have been following this sector for such a long period of time. I have written so many articles. You can go through my articles in my website to get a better understanding as to what this. There are mathematical calculations. So I do a very deep dive. I just don't do articles, in a high level, which does not make any sense. Otherwise, the whole gravity of the argument will become diluted. So that's why you can go and read my articles in my website. But I don't want to get digressed. So let's go straight to my article, the latest article which I have written, where I'm talking about the SUC waiver, boost to VI, but a blow to high frequency auction. Okay. Now this is the opening paragraph. In the opening paragraph, the link of the article is there. And then I go and explain as to how the SUC calculations are going to get impacted. So you can read through this, but in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how this calculations has been done. So people who will get confused with my article can listen to this video to understand how this is done. For example, this is a Excel sheet which represents Bharti. Okay. Now, if you look at this Excel sheet, you will find that I have got multiple columns and then multiple rows. Here I have what? Operator old and operator new, year, band, and then batch number. Forget about the batch number because this is one of the way to categorize, aggregate those spectrum which are acquired in different stages from different operators. So without this, I will not be able to do the calculation. So forget about this column and focus on this column. So this is the old operator. Old means the original operator. And this is the operator Bharti, because there are various other operators from where they have traded spectrum. For example, Qualcomm sold spectrum to Bharti, Ticona sold spectrum to Bharti. So in order to ensure that who's the original buyer of the spectrum, I have this column. And then we have the year column, and then we have the band column. And then I have the circles here, right? And the SUC rates for individual year spectrum for that particular year, because every auction had a different SUC rate. And as you know that with the cabinet relief which happened in year 2021, all new spectrum auctions starting from 2022 onwards had zero SUC charges. Because of that, operators already got a lot of relief, because when you do the weighted average calculation, let me just show you this one of my articles where I have captured this weighted average formula. So you go here and you see that the new SUC rate will be the current spectrum holding multiplied by the SUC rate plus the new spectrum acquired in the auction multiplied by 0 plus the total spectrum. And because the denominator value increases, because as you acquire new spectrum, the numerator stays constant. That's why the SUC goes down, right? You probably understand what I'm talking about. Now let's go back to the Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, these are all spectrum acquired in different various auctions by different operator, which have been acquired by Bharti, and Bharti also acquired the spectrum by its own. And then we have got some TDD spectrum which have been halved in order to enable the calculations. So what I am doing is, forget about this line first. You just focus on what I am going to talk about, right? So the SUC weighted average calculations are done here, right? These are the calculations, and these calculations have been multiplied by this percentage in order to come out with an aggregated number, which is 0.32% for Bharti. And I'll explain to you how this is done. First, what I have done is I have multiplied these two vector, right? This is the spectrum vector and this is the SUC percentage vector, right? For the individual circles. Once I have come out with the percentage number, then what I have done, I have multiplied this by this AGR distribution. What is AGR distribution? For the individual circles, from the TRAI website, I have gathered the adjusted gross revenue number, which total adds up to 88,274 crores for Bharti for the past 2 quarters till the time the data is available. And when you do a percentage distribution, if you multiply this vector multiplication divided by the weighted average SUC calculation with this number, then you can add all these numbers together to come out with a aggregated pan-India number, because we need an aggregated pan-India number, otherwise it does not make sense. So you can see Bharti's SUC number, right, for the spectrum which is for which they have acquired through auction is 0.32%. Okay. Similarly, Reliance Jio's number is, let me just do a zoom out a bit. It is 0.19%, and Vodafone Idea's SUC number is 0.83%. Can you see this? 0.83%. Now let's get back to the article. So in this article, you have seen that these numbers have been, I've already shown you 0.32%. So the yearly saving based on the number, the AGR number that I showed you, which is 88,274, comes out to be around 283 crores of rupees, which doesn't look very, very significant, but I'll show you what will be the impact on the stock price of Bharti because of this number. And then the Reliance Jio's number comes out to be around 197 crores and Vodafone Idea 249 crores, right? Now, these numbers are significantly different. Before I show you the impact, but these numbers are significantly different from what the press story captures, which is 5,000 crores, right? 5,000 crores is quite different from, because if you add these numbers which have been shown in my article, 283 crores, 197 crores, and 249 crores, it comes out to be roughly 1,000 crores, because there will be some here and there the numbers may not accurately add up because the revenues are for different time area and then the calculations are different area. It might be on a ballpark range. So let's assume 1,000 crores. Now 1,000 crores is quite different from the number which this is mentioned in this article. Why? So let's ask this question before I show you the impact. So this is because of this reason. Now, if you go to this chart, I have the chart in my website. What is the title of this chart? Indian Telecom Operator Regulatory Fees, License Fee versus Spectrum Usage Metrics. From where did I get this data? From the SARAS website. So this is the most accurate data anybody can have, right? Because this is coming from the government DOT's website, which is being daily updated. Now, if you look at this data, this will be very interesting, and let me show you what this data talks about. So if I take spectrum fees, you will find that the spectrum fees are categorized under different license. One is microwave GSM, another is GSM, then we have got E-band, then we have got microwave GSM, CDMA and microwave CDMA. So why these are microwave, etc.? These are for spectrum which has been given on an administrative basis. So those spectrum will also have SUC charges associated. This is for auction. Though this is a category as GSM, but these are all spectrum, 5G, 4G, all aggregated together. This is E-band spectrum for backhaul. This is also on an administrative basis. This is again backbone spectrum, microwave spectrum, and CDMA and microwave CDMA. It's almost like nothing is there. So let me just give you a number for a stable year for 2023-24. The total SUC, if you just remove BSNL, because the BSNL is actually an aberration, because this number is not an actual number. This is acquired by BSNL. this has been paid by BSNL due to the equity being transferred to DOT, and that equity has been shown here as SUC charges to BSNL. So neglect that amount, just remove that amount. So if I subtract, right, 8,842 crores from 12,260 crores, let's do the calculation here. 12,260 crores minus 8,000, what was the number? This is a problem, let's see. Minus 8,842 crores, this comes out to be around 3,418 crores. So that number is not 5,000 crores, 3,418 crores. Now, if you add this GSM thing, these three numbers, it comes out to be roughly around 1,000 crores, right? So that is rough. What is that? Now it is what? 1,000 crores versus 5,000 crores, because these numbers, microwave, E-band, etc., these are administrative assigned. These are not going to get impacted through waiver. So what I'm concluding here, so let me just go down in my article. So what I'm saying is that, where is this? This is there. So you'll find that the remaining 75% of the SUC payment stems from administrative assigned spectrum. 75, only 25% of the payment is emanating from the auction spectrum. That is the reason why. So you look at this, 3,466 crores, and the total amount from auction spectrum is 854 crores. And therefore, which if you divide, it comes out to be 25%, and that is why it is 75% of the SUC payment is for administrative spectrum, and this is all being listed down here in this article. And that's why this number does not match, right? Now, what is the impact on stock prices? Because that is the most interesting part, right? Viewers will be watching that for that purpose only, right? So here I have this paragraph basically talks about that. So if you look at this paragraph, and you can do your own calculation, there could be slightly here and there. The calculated saving are approximate and indicative, with absolute gains expected to increase over time as the operator revenue grows. To estimate the potential impact on market capitalization and share prices, consider Bharti Airtel as a reference, which has a market cap of around 9.82 lakh crores. Assume that the P ratio of 40. The SUC waiver leads to an estimated market cap increase by 11,320 crores. With 5.78 billion shares outstanding, these share prices will rise by rupees 18 from 1670 to 1680. Though these numbers are not the real number here, I just taken the numbers from the previous thing. So you can see that there will be a rupees 18 on the share prices if you take these into account, which will roughly around 2%, right? So that's the answer to that question. Now, the next part of the presentation is that the impact on SUC charge on operator incentive to acquire high frequency spectrum. This is the most interesting part. Let me explain, and especially also the return for 26 gigahertz band. So how this is going to have an impact, let's talk about this. So for that, I am going to show you in the same Excel sheet that how, if you remove 26 gigahertz band, how the individual operators SUC charges are going to get impacted. So I have to simply do what? I have to delete this for Bharti. So this 400. Why 400? Because Bharti has got 800 megahertz spectrum. Divide by 2, 400, in order to keep parity between TDD and FDD spectrum. So if I take this out, you will see that this number has suddenly increased to 1.57%. So let me just show you 0.32% to 1.57%. Similarly, there will be an impact on Reliance and Vodafone Idea. So I've captured this as a summary here. Bharti Airtel from 0.32% to 1.5%, there is a positive 125 basis point increase if you return the 26 gigahertz band spectrum, right? Without this waiver, right? Reliance Jio 84 basis point increase, and for Vodafone Idea 173 basis point increase. Now do you understand what is going on? So if this waiver is given, then there will be no impact as regards this change of taking out this spectrum. Suppose let's say Vodafone Idea were to return the 26 gigahertz spectrum, and if I subtract this, I take this out from the Excel sheet, you see 2.56%. Originally it was 0.83%. Now if I remove this, sorry, let's go back here again. So if you hear, this is where it is. So if I remove this, right? You see again, it goes to 2.56%. So, if the government of India came out with a spectrum return formula for Vodafone or a policy, and they kept the spectrum SUC same, then imagine that how much the Vodafone Idea will be impacted as far as their SUC outflow is concerned. So they have to come out with a SUC waiver in order for Vodafone Idea to able to return this useless 26 gigahertz band spectrum. If you recall, I did a video, I spoke about why 26 gigahertz spectrum cannot be returned. Because nobody is deploying any network in 26 gigahertz band. This is a spectrum acquired only with the intent to save SUC, right? Now, let's go to the third part of this presentation. So the conclusion here is that a lifetime for Vodafone Idea, but a blow to high frequency band auction. Now you tell me, why would anybody acquire any high frequency spectrum band? Especially 26 gigahertz band, 37 gigahertz band, which TRI came out with recently. What is the point? Because there is no way they will be able to leverage high frequency band without adding more base stations. Because these bands will have a very, very short coverage, and they need to add lot of base station, and those base stations are going to be base station on poles and everything, where optical fiber also has to be carried and everything, and it creates a big mess. And in India, because of the cost structure of the mobile network, creating so much amount of towers is big of a hassle, and that's why the operators have not started using 26 gigahertz band, and I'm going to tell you that they are not going to use 37 gigahertz band also. It will be a lame duck auction when the auction happens on 36 gigahertz band. Now, where comes the satellite spectrum? Now, as I told you, the valuation of the 26 gigahertz band was emanating because of the SUC. Because 26 gigahertz band otherwise have no value, because nobody wants to use it. So if 26 gigahertz band value erodes after the SUC decision has been unwinded, because the SUC for past spectrum auctions value was being pulled down by the 26 gigahertz band, as I showed you in my Excel sheet. Now, if that happens, then what is the logic the operators will have to tell the satellite spectrum value to be equated with 26 gigahertz band? Because in that case, the satellite spectrum will actually have no value, because the high frequency bands are already going to have zero value. Nobody wants to use it. Now you are basically going to tell the satellite spectrum should be purchased through auction, when 26 gigahertz band value does not exist. When you take out the waiver from the SUC spectrum usage charge, the satellite spectrum will also have zero value. Then there is one more twist here. The twist is that the 26 gigahertz band, currently all spectrum, will have 0% SUC. Now, with the satellite spectrum not getting auctioned, we will be attaching a spectrum usage charge just like you have done for microwave spectrum. So the satellite spectrum, just because it is not getting auctioned, will be in a disadvantage situation now. Because there will be no value to the spectrum anyway, because if you do a real valuation of spectrum after multiple discovery, when nobody participates in the high frequency spectrum band, you will keep on depressing the price, and then you have a zero SUC policy. So it would have been better the satellite operator participate in the auction and take the spectrum after multiple rounds, right? It does not make any sense otherwise. Now you are going to give the spectrum administratively and attach an SUC charge of maybe 5%, God knows. Because look at this. I showed you here. Look at this. These numbers, and in my article what I am saying, 75% of the SUC is emanating out of the administrative spectrum. Now you understand what the implications are. Do you get it now? So this is the underlying story, which nobody will tell you, because this requires a lot of hard work and analysis, which I have already done. So you can get access to this article, and if you need any further help, you can drop me a comment in the YouTube comment section, and as and when I have time, I'll respond to those comments. And I hope that you probably have understood the implication of the SUC waiver, and that is why, probably because these people are very intelligent people in the government, they understand all the implications. That's why they are in discussion to come out with some kind of formula to kill 2 or 3 birds in one single stone. Let them return the 26 gigahertz spectrum, though it is not going to have a huge financial impact, but that will help the operators get rid of useless spectrum, because those spectrum bands are not getting used anyway, and high frequency is not going to be anyway, and there will be no takers, right, except satellite spectrum. So thanks friends for your time. I hope that you found this video very useful and interesting. I'll come back with a new video next time on a new topic.